Fakultas Warma Dewa minggu sebelum itu, minggu depan, ya, before, right? No.
Sebelumnya.
Minggu yang lalu, ya. Di Fakultas Hukum Warma Dewa, mereka setiap tahun bikin seminar yang besar tentang local wisdom. Tentu saja karena di Bali local wisdom itu kuat, ya. Saya selalu punya sedikit masalah berbicara tentang local wisdom. Saya tidak tahu local wisdom, tapi saya kira judul itu akan mungkin menarik untuk contoh untuk daerah semua di Indonesia, karena di Indonesia itu punya budaya yang istimewa dengan campur budaya hukum di customary law, di national law, dan di Islamic law. Saya tidak bisa berbicara tentang Islamic law, tapi saya bisa berbicara sedikit tentang relation antara bagian hukum ini, tiga bagian hukum di Indonesia, di pluralisme di Indonesia. So, what is local wisdom first of all? Ya, so this is itu masalah pertama untuk saya, apa local wisdom? Apa local wisdom? Karena kalau saya membaca jurnal-jurnal Indonesia tentang customary law, saya bisa membaca bagian satu yang pertama bilang customary law itu bagian hukum integral dan hukum pribadi Indonesia harus terintegrasi hukum customary, hukum adat, yaitu national law, dan itu identitas nasional Indonesia, dan hukum pribadi dari Belanda harus ganti ke hukum pribadi Indonesia dengan hukum adat. Yang lain mungkin bilang hukum adat yang lebih penting daripada hukum pribadi nasional, karena itu identitas people Indonesia, bangsa Indonesia. Itu untuk researcher dari Barat itu sulit, karena di Barat di hukum di Barat kami punya tradisi harus clear define apa itu dan apa ini. So let me change to the English. So what is actually the problem of that? I must a little bit read because I cannot see that from here. So I'm not. No. First one before. Kembali. Yeah. First of all, what is local wisdom? Second, where is local wisdom located within the law? And third, which role can local wisdom play in the law? So, next one. The problems of the local wisdom as a legal term is that legal terms have to be defined. And if you have a pluralism with certain parts of the law, then you must know which part is applicable in a certain situation and which is the relation between these parts. Otherwise, there is the danger that one part of the law, of the legal pluralism, can be abused as an instrument for discrimination within the nation and within the whole country. Please, you can translate that.
Okay, jadi Prof. Stefan memulai pernyataannya dengan beberapa pertanyaan. Apa sih itu pengertian daripada kearifan lokal, dan kemudian di mana kira-kira posisi kearifan lokal ini di hadapan hukum, dan di mana kearifan lokal dapat diposisikan dalam hukum. Nah, menurut beliau, karena peneliti Barat itu harus mendefinisikan hukum itu harus jelas dan padat, maka istilah hukum itu harus memiliki definisi yang jelas, sehingga bisa mengetahui kira-kira nanti hukum akan diaplikasikan di mana. Jika tidak, maka akan terdapat pelanggaran terhadap pluralisme hukum.
So we often find, I mentioned that already, the idea that the local wisdom, which is integrated also in the customary law and in the adat, has principles which are originally Indonesian principles, and that the new Indonesian civil law should change to that principle and abandon the colonialism tradition of the Dutch civil law. Now, this is a very, let's say, sentimental idea about nation, and of course we can discuss whether the pragmatical way would be better to just adapt what is usual, what is maybe good for working in international surrounding, and how to integrate it. However, this is exactly the problem, that we often don't find clear definition. Which part of the customary law and which part of the national wisdom, which should part of the customary law, is actually the one you could put into a common Indonesian law system, legal system, for being accepted by all the cultures in Indonesia and by all the parts of Indonesia.
Oke, sebagaimana yang sudah dijelaskan oleh Prof. Stefan sebelumnya, bahwa kearifan lokal itu akan diintegrasikan ke dalam hukum nasional, sehingga hukum Indonesia itu harus merubah hukumnya dan meninggalkan kolonialisme hukum Belanda. Akan tetapi ide ini memang sangat sentimental. Apakah pragmatik hukum itu pada akhirnya dibutuhkan? Kemudian hukum tersebut harus bisa melingkupi secara internasional, dan bagaimana cara kira-kira ini untuk diintegrasikan ke dalam hukum Indonesia? Sehingga Prof. Stefan sampai kepada kesimpulan pertanyaan, kira-kira bagian yang mana dari hukum adat yang nantinya akan dimasukkan ke dalam hukum Indonesia yang dapat diterima oleh masyarakat adat yang ada di Indonesia?
From the point of view of a Western researcher, when you make a research in the legal journals of Indonesia, you find out that many of the authors just are happy with saying it is important and we must take more care of the national tradition, of the local traditions and of the local wisdom and of the adat, but not saying how exactly that should happen. And I can tell you as a comparison that Germany, before the national development of a full German state, we had a lot of separate states with different legal traditions. And the German Bürgerliches Rechtsbuch, which is the compatible part of the Bürgerliche Wetboek of the Netherlands, came into power 1st of January 1900, and it is a result of a long research on the different traditions and different legal rules in the different part states of the German language world. So it was not so easy to make, this is German culture and let's make it in the Bürgerliche Rechtsbuch. There is Roman law, there is antique Roman law, there is old Germanic law, which the old law of several tribes, but it was several tribes with different cultures and different rules. And that had to be integrated, and it could not just be integrated by just put it there. There was a long research over decades which part of the law which was in the several parts of Germany could be part of the common law of the German state.
Jadi banyak peneliti dari Western yang kemudian menyatakan bahwa penelitian di bidang hukum adat itu dinyatakan sebagai sesuatu hal yang sangat penting. Akan tetapi Prof. Stefan mempertanyakan bagaimana kira-kira kenyataannya itu mengenai hukum adat tersebut tidak dinyatakan, hanya dinyatakan penting saja. Jika melihat bagaimana integrasi hukum tradisional yang pernah terjadi di Jerman, jadi dulu Jerman terbagi ke dalam beberapa bagian dan juga terdapat beberapa hukum tradisional yang berbeda, dan pada akhirnya disimpulkan melalui penelitian yang sangat panjang, yang mana kira-kira bagian dari hukum tradisional dari negara bagian di Jerman tersebut yang dapat diaplikasikan ke dalam hukum nasional.
Another problem which I see, and that is not my idea, this is the idea of Indonesian researchers, is the difficult question of the hierarchy of the legal sources. There should be a clear hierarchy, of course, because you have several legal sources in the pluralism, but already the kind of pluralism in Indonesia is discussed. Is it a full pluralism? Is it a part pluralism? Is there a dominance of the national law to the customary law? So the hierarchy of the legal sources is not clearly defined, not in the constitution. Compared to a federalistic state like Germany, where it's clearly defined the law of the commune is under the law of the state, of the part state, and the law of the part state is under the law of the federal state, but the federal state has not the power for certain aspects which could be rather regulated in the local area. So we don't find this clear definition between these three legal sources, especially not between the customary law and the national law. I will give you in the next part an example of that.
Ya, masalah lain yang juga ditemukan menurut Prof. Stefan adalah bahwa tidak jelasnya hierarki mengenai sumber hukum yang ada di Indonesia. Jadi kalau dari hierarki yang ini, yang mana kira-kira yang memiliki posisi yang dominan? Ini tidak dijelaskan secara jelas. Jika dibandingkan dengan yang ada di Jerman, di situ dinyatakan secara jelas kira-kira bagaimana posisi hukum adat di dalam hukum nasional di negara bagiannya tertentu.
So in the last year I wrote a paper on the post-pandemic tourism in Bali and the development of the business law in the tourism in Bali.